What's up, YouTube? Blaze here. I just got back from YCS Charlotte today. Figured I'd do a deck profile and a report on how things went. I used Machina gadgets in the main event. I built them the Wednesday before the tournament, just on a whim. I figured why not. I didn't really have a favorite deck of the format, and I didn't know what to play, and this seemed solid, so I made day 2. I finished 7-4. Didn't make the top cut to 32, but I'm still pretty satisfied with my performance. A couple of other people on the team made day 2 also. Derek Rothenberger made top 16 with Miracle Gemini, which is what I'm probably going to try at the next regional, and maybe even play in the next YCS if I go, but not sure if I'm going to that yet. I'm going to go ahead and go to the deck now, explain a few things. Played 3 Machina Gear Frame, obviously. This card is really good right now. Having 3 Stratos is just broken. 3 Machina Fortress. Some people play 2. I was playing 3 because this is the only card I can search with Gear Frame. I'm not playing Machina Force or Machina Peacekeeper. I wanted to kind of go for more anti-meta, and I think it worked out. Played 2 sets of all the gadgets. 2 green, 2 red, 2 yellow, all that good stuff. They clogged occasionally, but I also won a lot of games just summoning gadget attack. They wouldn't have an answer, and I would just gadget them to death. And a lot of people wasted their effect failures and solemn warnings on these instead of on my anti-meta cards or the fortresses and everything else, and I was completely fine with that, honestly. I don't care too much. Played 2 Cyber Dragon, which, honestly, of all the monsters in my deck, these were my least favorite by far. They were in my hand dead a lot. I may drop it to 1 and replace it if I use this deck again. I'm not quite sure, but that's it for the machines that I used. And then I main decked 2 Thunder King Ryos, obviously for the meta. Good against Sams and Keepers and Sabers, and good against gadgets. I mean, you first turn summon Thunder King, and it shuts a lot of decks down. Or you can just summon it at the right time when they have like a Recruiter or a Dark Soul, prevent them from getting their stuff. A lot of people want me to play 3. I went with 2 because it shuts down my deck a lot too, and it was getting annoying. And then last monster, MVP in my opinion, was Gale. It was either Reaper or Gale, and my friend told me to go with my instincts, and so I put Gale in it over Reaper, and it was the best card all day. Played against Sams twice. They went first turn Chi, and I was just like, Gale, half attack over, and they had nothing. Or people went first turn Natria Beast on me too once, and I was just like, half attack. Best play was Cyber Dragon Gale. I love doing that. That's the only reason Cyber Dragon would possibly stay in the board is because of that. But if you're playing this deck, play Gale. Easily the best card. That's it for the monsters. I played 17 and go into the spells. 2-Pot of Duality. I didn't want to play 3 because of the Thunder Kings. They were really... I was drawing this dead a lot too with the Thunder King on the board, so I dropped it to 2. It was pretty good. It also conflicts with the special summoning of Fortress and Cyber Dragon, so I feel like 2 was the right number. I wasn't wishing that I had a 3rd one in there at all. 3 Smashing Ground. I loved these things. People would summon their monsters first turn. I would just smash, summon a gadget attack, and they would be like, ugh, dang it. It got me out of Sheehan's a lot too, because I would go smash, and they'd be like negate, and I'd be like, alright, Dark Hole, and they would cry. Double MST, you have to play this right now. I mean, Dragoonities have Dragon Ravine, Gravekeepers have Necro Valley. There's just too much crap to kill right now. You have to play 2 of these, in pretty much every deck. Dark Hole and Monster Reborn. Obviously, these are played together, I mean, if you're pro, but staple cards. Giant Trunade. I added this in last minute before the YCS, because I'm main decking Oppression, and it was really my only out to it except for MST, and it actually did win me like 2 or 3 games, because I couldn't do anything because I had too many back row, and I didn't want to summon a Gear Frame for it to get warnings, so I would play Trunade, and then go off and win. 1 Book of Moon. Gotta play it. And last spell, limiter removal, which I didn't get to sack anybody with this in the main event. I sacked some people in the side events, but this card was not that great. But I mean, it's machines, so you still have to play it. Just the potential of sacking someone is good enough. 2 Solemn Warning. It's pretty obvious. I'm just trying to stop people from making big plays. I went with 2 Bottomless. A lot of people didn't like this, but I thought they were pretty good all week in playtesting, and they were fine in the tournament, so I would play them again. I main deck 2 Dust Tornado because of all of the field spells and just back row that people are playing right now that I can't get around, and I thought this was really, really good. I opened a double MST Dust against Sam's, and he couldn't do anything. I MST'd his Gateway, MST'd his United, and then dusted his back row at the end phase and just beat him the next turn with Gear Frame and Fortress. 2D Prison. I wouldn't play 3 because I got trap stunned a lot when I played this card and it was annoying, but it did get rid of Grandmasters and a whole bunch of other stuff, so I think 2 was a good number for that. Plus, first turn Stardust and Dragoonities, and people are just going Turbo Stardust right now, so this is good. Mirror Force. Pretty good card. Solemn Judgment, obviously. Royal Oppression. I added this in before the tournament too. I was like, screw it, I know it hurts my deck, but it's going to hurt my opponent just as bad as it hurts me, probably even more, especially if I play Fortress and then Royal Oppression, their comeback, they're pretty much going to lose, and it won me a couple of games. And then the last card, called Haunted. I actually liked this card a lot. I special summoned Gale from my graveyard and synchroed with it 2 or 3 times to get over big monsters that I couldn't get over, and it worked. This was the 41st card that I added, and I played 41. That was it for the main deck. And then side deck, 1 Spirit Reaper. This card went infinite all day. I got pluses off of it. Stalled with it against Sabers, so they couldn't do anything. It was just really good. Double Doom Cowl, best card in my side deck, easily. I sided this in against so many decks, and they got wrecked. I would recommend playing this card in the side deck, if you can pick them up. 2 Banishers, which I didn't side deck in too much, but I did side deck them in against Sabers, and I managed to top deck it when all they had was an Emmer's Blade on the field, and they were trying to survive, and I won because of it. Just really good. 2 Kinetic Soldiers, which I did not draw them at all against Samurai when I played against them, and if you're going to play Kinetic, you should probably play it at 3 just so you draw it, I guess. I mean, it was a machine, so I wanted to play it. I just didn't have room for a 3rd one. I played 3 of these, but I was traded 1 after the tournament, and I think I should have played 2 because I didn't play anything except for 1 Dragoon to decide to send against, and it just sat in my side deck all day, so I would probably switch it up and add in something else like a Shadow Imprisoning Mirror because Gravekeepers raped me. 2 Chain Disappearance, which was really, really good. You should pretty much side deck these in every deck. And then Triple Nobleman across out because the Gravekeeper matchup is terrible, and any deck that sets on this deck is just really bad. The deck struggles against sets a lot. There's 15 cards in the side deck. I liked it for the most part. And then the extra deck, 1 Catastor, 1 Brionic, because I was playing Gale, so I mean I figured I needed Synchros. 1 Gaia, 1 Armor Master, which I went into a lot with the gadgets and Gale, and people couldn't get over it. This was definitely one of the best cards in the extra deck. Same with this. I ran over a tagged in Hoplomus with this, and they couldn't get over it. It was really good. And then Black Rose I went into twice with Gale. Stardust Dragon, obviously. Thought Ruler Archfiend. Scrap Dragon, which I went into with Syra Dragon and Gale 2 or 3 times. Red Dragon Archfiend, which I didn't use. Colossal Fighter I didn't use either. And then I had Mistworm and Allied Justice Catastor, or not Catastor, but Decisive Armor. I didn't go into either of these, but I figured it was somewhat easy to do in this deck. And then 2 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragons, which I didn't play any mirror matches, and I didn't get to use my Cyber Dragons on any machines, but the fact that I was playing 2 Cyber Dragons, I mean, why not? That's it for the deck. Like I said, I went 7-4, which was pretty good. I made day 2. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything about the deck, let me know, and make sure to subscribe, and peace.